Robert Venditti is the closest thing DC Comics has to a full-time Jeff Johns these days, and is best suited for the project, in my opinion. Lots of industry news released recently, and I'm going to run it all down and give you all my take. I'm going to start off with Marvel EIC C.B. Cebulski's major letdown regarding Spider-Man. I'm going to discuss some new information regarding the direction of Spawn following the upcoming issue 300 milestone. Finally, I'm going to backtrack a bit and cover the DC Comics Legion of Superheroes and Justice Society of America announcements. I meant to cover this earlier, but my hospital stay prevented that, but I still want to give my thoughts on the direction of DC Comics. Before I get started, I want to thank the newest subscribers to Thinking Critical YouTube. Thank you very much to Colin McCormick, Marsupial Gamer, a terrific YouTuber himself, Debbie, ABQNM, Rob Wurst, Ryan King, Leo Noel, Christian Samuel Santiago Hernandez, and Benjamin Fenn. Thinking Critical just passed the 600 subscriber threshold, and I can't thank all the channel viewers and subscribers enough for making the channel a huge success. Now, let's get to the news, shall we? Marvel EIC C.B. Cebulski had social media buzzing with a countdown for a huge Spider-Man announcement. Many speculated this could be a comic adaptation of Sam Raimi's never-produced sequel to the Tobey Maguire-led Spider-Man trilogy due to the use of the number 4. Others speculated it may be related to the Fantastic Four. Marvel denied the rumors and proclaimed readers wouldn't see this announcement coming. Everyone waited for the big reveal. In the end, CB fooled everyone, including himself, with his quote-unquote big Spider-Man announcement. Turns out, nepotism was the word of the day. It was revealed Hollywood powerhouse director and producer J.J. Abrams is writing a Spidey miniseries with his son Henry. Sara Pichelli illustrates the book. The series will introduce a new villain named Cadaverous to the Spideyverse. Marvel editor Nick Lowe pitched the idea to JJ 10 years ago. I guess now that his son is working age, it's time to press on with the project. Needless to say, this wasn't what Marvel's readership were expecting at all. CB and Marvel Comics received a tremendous amount of negative feedback regarding another high-profile case of nepotism in the industry. I kind of feel bad for Henry Abrams in all this. I'm sure he's very excited about the project, but it's going to be hard to remove the stigma of nepotism from his reputation in the industry. He could very well plan to be a comic book writer for his future vocation. Vaulting straight to Marvel's premier character off his dad's name and reputation is a terrible look for everyone involved. Nobody looks as foolish in all this as Marvel EIC Cebulski himself. This is the third quote-unquote major announcement this year, and they've all been met with mockery and derision. CB should seriously consider consulting actual fans before hyping these announcements in the future. He doesn't seem to have the pulse of his customers, and each new big announcement comes off as out of touch and increasingly more desperate. One executive who isn't coming off as desperate or out of touch these days is Image Comics' Todd McFarlane. His Spawn series soon eclipses Dave Sim's Cerebus as the longest-running creator-owned comic of all time with issue 301. It was previously known the Toddfather would provide interior art for the issue 300 special alongside Jason Sean Alexander and guest artists Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder, and J. Scott Campbell. McFarlane has now let it be known he is doing pencil and ink interior art for the record-breaking issue 301 as well. I'm taking over 301, not necessarily coming back for 30 issues in a row, McFarlane told comicbook.com. Me drawing 301 was part of the grand plan, absolutely. To me, in my brain, I know if I can only draw one issue, it has to be the record setter. Maybe I'm just too close to it and emotionally attached to it, but 301 has more significance to me than 300. 300 is a great comic book number, but 301 to me is sort of the emotional moment of me saying, I'm still driving this car, I'm still here. I go, yeah, who could I get to that would be perfect to make 301, especially now that we have people paying attention to it. And that's not all McFarlane let out of the bag. Spawn will feature an all-new look and superpowers following the landmark issues 300 and 301. There will be a new look, but I don't want to walk away from the look that people are used to, McFarlane told comicbook.com. There will be some modifications. At the end of 300, there will be a pretty drastic look, but it's going to be more to just introduce some of the new powers he's getting, not necessarily that this new visual is going to stick around month in and month out. McFarlane finished by saying, like I keep saying to people, if you read 296, 297, which is an overview of the 300 issues, you're going to be up to speed and you're good at 298 running. You're going to then get the setup and you're going to get the big climax in 300, 301. I don't know about all you, but I can't be more excited for the direction of Spawn and issues 300 and 301. Make sure you check out my History of Spawn video breaking down issues 296 and 297. While McFarlane is elevating Spawn, every month another creator struggling to create a single hit at DC Comics just picked up another choice gig. When Brian Michael Bendis signed an exclusive deal at DC Comics, he was given the keys to both ongoing Superman titles. Since then, he's launched 5 titles under his Jinx World imprint at DC. He also relaunched Wonder Comics and is writing Young Justice and Aomi, his only series at DC that can even be considered a mild hit. DC recently announced he'll also be reintroducing the Legion of Superheroes with a 2-issue special before helming yet another franchise at DC. Bendis expands his DC empire, beginning with Legion of Superheroes Millennium, a 2-issue event book illustrated by Jim Lee, Ryan Sook, Jim Chung, Dustin Nguyen, and others. The story features a 1,000-year quest by a newly immortal DC character who travels future timelines, meeting Supergirl, Batman Beyond, Booster Gold, and others. Her journey connects all DC future timelines for the first time ever. Bendis writes a subsequent ongoing series with Ryan Sook on art. Bendis talked about Sook joining the team with comicbook.com. When you saw the first pages of Man of Steel, that's about when I knew. I knew as soon as Ryan said he'd do something for me. Your head can't help but go, that would be the coolest Legion of Superheroes book I could see. I was just saying, what would I buy? But I didn't know Ryan at all, and also, it's like the biggest project. It's a huge project. It literally took months just to design the characters, and he's working on it every day. I reached out to him and sold this enormous insanity that you see in front of you, and lo and behold, it was exactly what he was looking for. He was looking for the biggest challenge, and he's taking it on immensely. Ryan Sook is a good artist, but I must say the new character designs are the most worrisome feature of the series preview. None stand out as particularly impactful or cool. Saturn Girl has been updated with the latest in mental illness haircut stylings, as well as the 2 humanoid male characters. There's a decidedly soy flair to the entire team except Shadow Lass. Certainly plenty on the surface to concern longtime fans of the Legion of Superheroes. Then there's Bendis himself. He hasn't written a consistently good book in years now. His time at DC has been mired by piss-poor storycraft and sales. He's very fortunate to work with top-tier art talent, but it can't mask all the inadequacies of his writing these days. Longtime fans of the series are rightfully worried he'll sink the project with his worst Bendis tendencies: low-T male characters, Mary Sue females, bloated dialogue and exposition, and stories progressing at a nauseatingly slow pace. DC Comics didn't disappoint with the announcement of another team's return to the universe, the Justice Society of America. The JSA are returning to the DC universe this fall. The classic World War II era super team return in Scott Snyder's Justice League and are on the cover for September's Justice League number 31. According to Snyder, the JSA are among the heroes who return to fight alongside the Justice League in an upcoming event arc called Justice Doom War. The JSA Return is what Snyder describes as being reintroduced to the Justice League members themselves, and they reconnect and form that thread across time of memory and of legacy and all that stuff. The JSA disappeared from DC continuity during the New 52 reboot. 2016's DC Universe Rebirth number 1 hinted at their return. Wally West says of the team, "Their history may have been stolen, but your friends weren't completely lost." Doomsday Clock is currently exploring how Dr. Manhattan was behind their elimination from the DC Universe, confirming they are part of current DC history before Manhattan changed it. Snyder isn't revealing which issues bring back the Justice Society of America, but the writer says he's concentrating on the classic team of characters from the 1940s. The Justice League number 31 cover features Hourman, Wildcat, Hawkman, Jay Garrick Flash, Ted Knight Starman, Alan Scott Green Lantern, Sandman, Dr. Fate, and the original Atom. Hopefully this leads to a full return to the DC Universe and their own ongoing series. DC Comics could use a boost in sales and reader enthusiasm, and the JSA are just the team to provide it. I don't think Snyder himself needs to lead another ongoing team book. I do have another creator in mind. Robert Venditti has led two of the best series at DC Comics the past 3 years in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps and Hawkman. Iterations of both superheroes are already part of the JSA team. Venditti has proven very capable of creating a large team book with Hal Jordan. During his 50-issue run, Hal was very much the focal point, but John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, Kilowog, Soranik, and others got opportunities to shine. He's also proven very adept at creating and enhancing a character that reincarnates across space and time in Hawkman. That kind of creativity will serve the JSA and their reintroduction to DC continuity well after they were lost during the New 52 reboot. Robert Venditti is the closest thing DC Comics has to a full-time Jeff Johns these days, and is best suited for the project, in my opinion. That wraps up a mixed bag of comic industry news. Marvel EIC C.B. Cebulski had readers abuzz with his recent countdown, only to let everyone down by announcing a new Spider-Man series held by J.J. Abrams and his son Henry. Industry legend Todd McFarlane is drawing interior pencils and inks for his record-breaking Spawn 301. Spawn will feature a new look and possess multiple new powers after the landmark issues 300 and 301. DC announced free agent bust Brian Michael Bendis is rebooting the Legion of Superheroes line with an upcoming 2-issue event book. Finally, Scott Snyder will bring the Justice Society of America back into DC Comics continuity in the pages of the Justice League. I believe Robert Venditti is the perfect writer to launch an ongoing JSA series in the future. Thank you all very much for tuning into Thinking Critical YouTube, and I will see you all again very soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.